She still calls you babe, but something feels wrong, doesn't it? You can't explain it. There's no obvious betrayal, no text messages, no late-night confessions. She still hugs you. She still smiles. She still says, "I love you." But deep down, you can feel the shift. Her eyes don't hold the same warmth. Her voice sounds close, but feels far. It's like being in the same room, but in different worlds. You tell yourself you're just overthinking. You convince yourself that loyalty means staying. But what if she's already left, emotionally? You see, loyalty doesn't always die in loud arguments. Sometimes it dies in silence, in distance, in the way she looks at her phone more than your face, in how she avoids the future you once dreamed about. This video isn't for the weak-hearted. It's not for those who want sweet lies. It's for the man who wants truth, even if it hurts. Because knowing is always better than guessing, and clarity is better than wasting your years chasing a shadow. We're not here to gossip. We're not here to blame. We're here to see things clearly through the eyes of a man who values peace over pretending. These are the 11 hidden signs she's not loyal. And if even one of these feels too familiar, it might already be happening. Let's get into it. Sign 1. She's there but distant. She's still sitting next to you. She still replies to your messages. She even smiles when you walk in the room. But something's missing. You can feel it. Like a cold breeze in a familiar place. Like you're holding her hand, but her heart isn't in it anymore. She used to be excited to see you. Her eyes used to light up when you spoke. She used to listen to your dreams and celebrate your wins. Now, her replies are short. Her eyes are tired. Her mind is somewhere else. You ask how her day was. She says, "It was fine." You share something important. She nods, distracted. You bring up your plans. She doesn't seem to care. But here's the truth. Disloyalty doesn't always start with cheating. Sometimes it starts with emotional absence. A woman who was once connected to you starts disconnecting piece by piece until she's just there. Not present, not engaged, just existing beside you. A loyal woman makes you feel seen, heard, and valued. A disloyal one, she becomes quiet, distant, and polite. Not out of love, but out of convenience. And that's the danger. She's doing just enough to not raise alarms, but not enough to make you feel loved. If you're constantly trying to feel close to someone who's right beside you, that's not love. That's emotional starvation. And the longer you ignore that distance, the more you lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who's already let go. Sign 2. She laughs at other men, not you. At one point, you were her favorite person. She laughed at your jokes, even the bad ones. She looked at you like you were the most interesting man in the room. You could say one sentence, and she'd light up. But now, she scrolls through her phone, laughing at messages from someone else. She comes home and tells you how funny her co-worker is. She compliments other men's ambition, their looks, their energy. But when it comes to you, her tone is flat, her smile is forced, her words feel cold. Here's what most men miss. Loyalty starts with admiration. When a woman admires you, she respects you. When she respects you, she protects you, your image, your energy, your place in her heart. But when admiration fades, she starts looking outward. Not always physically at first, but mentally, emotionally. That harmless joke about her male friend. That playful comment about someone else's drive. That one guy she keeps bringing up in conversation. It's not always harmless, because here's the truth. A woman will not seek outside excitement if she still feels it with you. If her laughter is louder with them and quieter with you, that's not just a change in mood, that's a shift in emotional loyalty. And no man deserves to compete for his woman's attention. You are not supposed to be battling invisible rivals every time she smiles at her phone. A loyal woman uplifts you, even in private. She doesn't make you feel less than by praising someone else more. So pay attention. If she's laughing with everyone, but never with you anymore, you're not just being sensitive. You're witnessing the slow fade of emotional connection. And emotional betrayal almost always comes before physical disloyalty. Sign 3. Her phone became a lockbox. There was a time when her phone didn't matter. It was just a device, not a wall between you. She would text openly, scroll freely, and leave it lying around without a second thought. Now, it's always in her hand, always face down, always guarded. She takes it with her, even to the bathroom. She jumps if it lights up. She angles it away from your eyes. And when you ask about it, she gets defensive. Why are you being paranoid? It's just privacy. You don't trust me? But let's be honest, it's not about privacy, it's about behavior. Because loyalty has nothing to hide. And when someone suddenly starts protecting their phone like it's a vault, it usually means there's something in there they don't want you to see. Now don't get it twisted. You don't need to be the type to check her phone or spy on her, but you do need to observe patterns. When did she start being secretive? What changed? Why does she seem nervous when it pings? You see, a loyal woman may have private conversations, but never secret lives. There's a big difference. And here's the Stoic truth. When a woman starts hiding parts of her life from you, she's already stopped including you in her world. You're not supposed to beg for clarity. You're not supposed to wonder who she's texting at midnight. You're not supposed to feel like a stranger in your own relationship. So if her phone has become more of a mystery than her mind, don't ignore the signal. Disloyalty doesn't always start with cheating. Sometimes it starts with secrets. And the moment you start feeling like you need to catch her doing something, the trust is already broken. Sign 4. She starts saying I instead of we. In the beginning, it was always us. We should go there. We're planning that. We're building something. You weren't just her partner. You were part of her vision, her future, her everyday thoughts. But now, it's all I. I want to move. I need space. I don't know what I want anymore. My career, my time, my life. At first, it seems small, just a change in words. But if you listen closely, it's much more. It's a shift in identity, a quiet separation, a way of saying, you're no longer included in my future plans. Loyalty shows up in how someone speaks about the future. A woman who sees you in her life will naturally say, we, because in her heart, you're part of the journey. But when she slowly starts cutting you out, not through arguments, not through fights, but through subtle language, that's a red flag. It means mentally she's detaching. Emotionally, she's preparing to walk alone, even if she hasn't admitted it yet. And here's the painful truth. A disloyal woman often leaves in her mind long before she leaves in her body. She starts building her own world, new goals, new ideas, but you're not in the blueprint anymore. So pay attention, words matter, and if she no longer speaks in we, then she may no longer believe in us. Sign 5. Her energy feels unsafe. There was a time when just being around her gave you peace. You could breathe, you could relax, you could be yourself. Her presence felt like a safe place, a place where you didn't have to explain everything, where you were accepted, respected, and understood. But now, you feel tense, careful, uncertain. You second-guess your words. You overthink your tone. You hold back your thoughts, not because you're wrong, but because you're afraid of how she'll react. That's not love, that's emotional survival. Her energy used to calm your storms. Now, it's the storm. And here's what most men ignore. Disloyalty doesn't just show up through actions. It shows up in the atmosphere. You feel it in the silence. You feel it when her mood shifts for no reason. You feel it when her eyes stop looking at you with softness. You walk into the room and something's off, but you can't explain it. She's fine, but your soul says otherwise. That's not paranoia. That's your spirit picking up on the change before your mind can process it. A loyal woman makes you feel safe, not confused. She brings stability, not emotional turbulence. She lifts your confidence, not makes you doubt yourself. So ask yourself this: when you're around her, do you feel more like a man or less? If her presence makes you question your worth, if you feel drained instead of grounded, if your peace is constantly disturbed, then it's not just a bad mood. It's not just stress. It's a sign. When her energy stops feeling like home, it means something sacred has been lost. And the longer you stay in that unsafe space, the more you disconnect from your own strength. Sign 6. She doesn't respect your boundaries anymore. At the start, she respected your time. She admired your focus. She understood your values. If you needed space to work, she gave it. If you needed quiet, she supported it. If you had standards, she honored them. But now, she interrupts you when you're in the middle of something important. She mocks your discipline. She crosses lines you've clearly drawn and calls it a joke. You say, "Not now," and she pushes anyway. You say, "This matters to me," and she laughs it off. That's not love, that's disregard. Because the truth is simple: a woman who is loyal respects what matters to you, even if she doesn't fully understand it. She may not love your routines. She may not agree with every rule you live by, but she honors your principles because she honors you. But when she starts testing your patience, mocking your habits, pushing past your nose again and again, she's not just testing you, she's showing you where you stand in her eyes. When a woman no longer respects your boundaries, she's slowly chipping away at your self-respect. And here's where most men get trapped. They start lowering their standards to avoid conflict. They bend their rules just to keep her happy. They start giving up pieces of themselves just to avoid another argument. But the more you tolerate boundary-breaking behavior, the more she stops seeing you as a man worth respecting. So ask yourself, has she started crossing lines that were once clear? Does she treat your values like they're optional? Because once a woman stops respecting your limits, her loyalty is no longer about you. It's about her own convenience. Loyalty isn't just about staying. It's about honoring who you are while staying. And a woman who ignores your boundaries is slowly teaching you to ignore your own. Sign 7. Her friends are all in the streets. You may not think her friends matter that much. You may tell yourself, she's different than them. But let me tell you the truth. A woman's circle reflects her mindset, and eventually, you become like the people you surround yourself with. So pay attention. Are her closest friends loyal? Are they respectful toward men? Do they value commitment or casual fun? Because if her girls are out every weekend, flirting with random guys, chasing attention, posting half-naked pictures for likes, and laughing about cheating like it's a game, don't be surprised when she starts acting like them. Why? Because no one stays clean in a dirty environment. You can be strong. She can be different. But when all her conversations are with people who don't value loyalty, eventually her thinking starts to shift. She starts defending their choices. She starts hiding things like they do. She starts praising the same lifestyle she used to avoid. And the more she's around them, the less she's around the version of herself that loved you with clarity. Here's the Stoic truth. If a woman has to hide your relationship to stay accepted by her friends, then those friends already come before you. A loyal woman will either protect her values, or she will change them to fit the crowd. But she can't do both. And you? You're not just in a relationship with her. You're in a silent battle with the people influencing her energy, her thoughts, her decisions. So if her whole circle is lost, don't expect her to stay grounded for long. Because loyalty is contagious, and so is disrespect. Sign 8, she gets defensive over simple things. You ask a basic question, where were you? And suddenly, you're the bad guy. She frowns, her tone sharpens. Why are you acting insecure? Do you not trust me now? Can't I have a life outside of you? But pause for a second. You didn't accuse her. You didn't raise your voice. You simply asked something any loyal person would answer with ease. So why the reaction? Because here's the hard truth. Guilt often hides behind aggression, and people who are being honest don't panic when questioned. They stay calm. They give clarity. They have nothing to hide, so they don't make you feel crazy for asking. But when she gets angry at every small concern or flips the script and blames you for simply noticing a change, that's not honesty. That's defense mode. It's not your question that triggers her. It's the truth behind the question she doesn't want to face. A loyal woman might feel annoyed sometimes, sure, but she won't treat your curiosity like an attack, because she values your trust and wants to keep it. But a disloyal woman, she wants you to stop asking. She wants you to doubt yourself. She wants you to back off so she doesn't have to reveal what's really going on. So next time she bites back over a harmless question, don't just listen to her words. Watch her energy. Feel the tension. A woman who is loyal will try to calm your doubts. A woman who isn't will try to silence them. And the more you let it slide, the more confused and guilty you'll feel for simply trying to protect your heart. Sign 9. She no longer talks about the future. Remember when you two used to dream out loud together? Vacations you'd take, the kind of house you'd build, kids, business goals, even silly bucket list ideas. There was excitement, there was vision, there was a shared future. Even if it wasn't perfect, it felt real. Now, she avoids the topic. She changes the subject when you bring up plans. She says, let's not think that far ahead. Or worse, she just goes silent. You might even hear things like, I don't know what I want anymore. Let's just live in the moment. I'm focused on myself right now. That's not just hesitation. That's detachment. Here's the truth. When a woman stops including you in her future, it usually means she's already picturing one without you. She may still be physically close, she may still say the right things, but mentally she's packing bags, quietly, slowly. A loyal woman builds with you. Even when life is uncertain, even when things are messy, she keeps you in the frame of her life. A disloyal woman. She removes you little by little, until one day she acts like you were never part of the plan at all. That shift is painful, because it's silent. It doesn't come with a fight. It comes with distance. So ask yourself, when was the last time she spoke about us? Not just today or next week, but years from now. If you can't remember, it's not your memory that's failing, it's the connection that's fading. A woman's loyalty isn't just in what she says now. It's in who she still sees you as later. And if she's stopped seeing you in her future, don't keep forcing your presence in her present. Sign 10. She compares you to other men. It starts small. A passing comment here, a little joke there. Why can't you be more like him? My ex used to take me to places like that. My boss is so driven. He's always on top of things. At first, you brush it off. You tell yourself she doesn't mean it that way. But with time, the comparisons keep coming, and they start to cut deeper. She used to admire you, your effort, your discipline, your presence. Now she's measuring you against someone else, and you always come up short. Here's the truth most men don't want to face. Comparison is not inspiration, it's corrosion. It doesn't bring you closer. It creates a quiet war in your mind, a battle between being yourself and becoming someone you're not just to please her. And no man should ever feel like he's in competition for his own woman's respect, because when a woman truly respects you, she doesn't even see other men the same way. She doesn't need to mention them. She doesn't hold them up as examples. You are enough, because to her, there's no one else like you. But the moment she starts lifting others up while pulling you down, that's not love. That's slow emotional detachment, dressed as motivation. It's her way of saying, I want you to be someone else, because who you are no longer excites me. And that's painful, not just because it hurts your pride, but because it makes you feel like your value is being measured against strangers. Let me make this clear. A loyal woman might challenge you to grow, yes, but she'll never compare you to other men to make you feel small. She builds you up from within, not by tearing you down from the outside. So if you constantly feel like you're being judged next to people you've never met, if her words make you feel less instead of more, you're not being loved. You're being slowly replaced, in her mind first, and then in reality. Sign 11. Your gut keeps warning you, but you keep ignoring it. This is the sign most men feel first, but act on last. That quiet voice inside you, the subtle feeling in your chest, the tension in your body when something just doesn't feel right. She hasn't said anything wrong. She hasn't done anything obvious. But deep down, something's off. You wake up with a knot in your stomach. You look at her and feel disconnected. You try to brush it off as stress or overthinking, but the feeling keeps coming back. Why? Because your intuition, your gut, is not lying to you. It's trying to protect you. It's the part of you that senses what your heart hasn't accepted yet, that her energy has changed. But instead of trusting it, you doubt yourself. You tell yourself, she's just going through something. I don't want to seem jealous. I'm probably overreacting. So you stay quiet. You play it cool. You keep showing up, hoping the feeling will fade. But here's the truth. Your gut doesn't whisper for no reason. It's the early warning system of a man's spirit. It knows when love is no longer safe, when presence is no longer real, when connection has quietly turned into confusion. And the longer you ignore it, the more damage it does to your confidence, your peace, and your self-worth. A loyal woman brings calm to your soul. She doesn't make you feel like you're walking blindfolded in your own relationship. She doesn't trigger fear in your heart. She silences it. But when your gut is constantly in alert mode, when your body feels tight every time she walks in the room, when you're searching for proof instead of feeling her peace, that's not love. That's survival. Listen to yourself. Not your hopes. Not her excuses. Not the history you've built together. Listen to the version of you that knows what safety feels like. Because if your gut keeps warning you, and you keep silencing it, you're not protecting the relationship. You're betraying yourself. The Stoic truth about women. Let's make something clear. Loyalty isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with flowers or sweet words. It shows up quietly, in presence, in protection, in peace. And the same way loyalty is quiet, disloyalty is quieter. It doesn't always come through cheating. Sometimes it comes through changed tones, fading eyes, missed calls, and forced laughs. This isn't about hating women. This isn't about becoming bitter or cold. This is about finally choosing truth over illusion. Because as a man, you are not just responsible for who you love. You're responsible for what you allow. And the more you ignore what your soul already knows, the more time you lose trying to fix something that was already broken. The Stoic truth is simple. You don't control her actions. You only control your response. You can't force loyalty. You can't argue someone into loving you again. You can't hold on to a woman who has already let go emotionally. She's just being polite about it. But you can choose yourself. You can choose peace. You can choose dignity. You can choose clarity over chaos, even when it hurts. Because a real man doesn't stay where he's tolerated. He walks where he's respected. He gives love, but he gives it to someone who protects it, not plays with it. And if you've seen these signs, if even just a few of them spoke to you deeply, then you already know she may still be around. But her loyalty isn't. And no amount of effort from you can heal what she's no longer committed to. So now, it's not about her. It's about you. Are you going to keep chasing her, or are you finally ready to return to yourself? Because a Stoic man doesn't chase what's fading. He accepts what is, lets go with grace, and builds in silence. If this video opened your eyes, if even one of these signs made you pause and say, "That's exactly what I've been feeling," then don't just scroll away. This isn't just a video, this is a mirror, and sometimes it only takes one moment of clarity to save yourself years of silent suffering. So here's what I want you to do. Comment below. I see the signs now. Let it be your first step toward taking your peace back. Share this with a brother, a friend, or anyone who might be going through this silently. Sometimes the strongest men suffer the most because they never speak. Like this video if you're done ignoring your gut. If you're done chasing half-hearted love. If you're ready to put yourself first, with strength, not spite. Subscribe for more content that speaks to the quiet pain men carry, and the power that's waiting on the other side of honesty. Because you weren't made to beg for love. You weren't born to be confused about your worth. And you were never meant to stay where your spirit keeps warning you to leave. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of clarity, of healing, of becoming the man who no longer questions the loyalty around him, because he no longer questions the value within him. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and above all, stay loyal to yourself.